Yo, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Turn my mic down just a little bit. What's going down, man? It's the bare truth on a Thursday. Bored. You dig what I'm saying? I told y'all, man, I got this restream, so we're gonna stream. You dig? Man, my man, Dre checking out his story, man. Shout out to my man, my big cousin, big bro, Dre Lorenzo, Dre Carter. Man, you stay looking healthy, boy. You're an inspiration. You make me want to stay in the gym too. Dre be doing his thing. But yeah, what's happening with y'all, man? I don't know. I'm gonna put up some chats, but before I do that, I want to let y'all know what I was trying to do tonight. I got this little segment that was inside of my head, and when I thought about it, I was like, okay, in life, it's a thin line between love and hate. You dig what I'm saying? And like, it's so many different things that you love a situation, but then again, on the flip side, you can hate a situation. You know what I mean? And I'll give you a few examples of what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, if anybody wants to tap in, you really want to tell me something about something that you love or something that you hate, take these glasses off, getting the glare. But like if it's something that you love and then it's something that you hate about something, I'll give you a few ideas. But I think a lot, man. And so I was watching this. I'm gonna show you this real quick, and then I'm gonna tell you why it became like so evident to me. I'm trying to work my little restream thing, so I'll be doing my like little interludes. I got like little bitty clips that I can show you now, and as long as they ain't too much. If you try to download something that's too big, they want you to upgrade to some. It goes all the way up to $250 a month. It's like, man, come on. But check this out. We're gonna talk about it, and then I'll, what I mean, kind of walk y'all through where I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to do. And if it's something that we can have fun with, something that y'all like, come on, man, let's keep rocking.
It's a tale of good and evil. Hate. It was with this hand that Cain iced his brother. Love. These 5 fingers, they go straight to the soul of man. The right hand, the hand of love. The story of life is this. Static. One hand is always fighting the other hand. And the left hand is kicking much ass. I mean, it looks like the right hand love is finished. But hold on, stop the presses, the right hand's coming back. Yeah, he got the left hand on the ropes now, that's right. Yeah, ooh, it's a devastating right and hate is hurt. He's down. Ooh, left hand hate KO'd by love.
So you see that? If anybody remember that, remember that's do the right thing. And uh rock with me. Just pay attention to what I was thinking. When he was doing that whole like little thing, remember how he said, it seemed like hate is winning. Then all of a sudden here comes back love. And it's like love knocks hate out and it over trumps. And then he do his like a little fist thing. All right. So sometimes you can get in a situation, man, and you know, hate can be there. You dig what I'm saying? It could be there in a lot of situations, but also if you have to look for like love in a situation, let me get it back to in case somebody really want to chat. If y'all got something that y'all feel like is a love hate situation, make sure you jump in there. Okay, SPZ, you feel me? So let me give you one SPZ since you on deck. This is how it is. Um, I I hate prison. I hate it. I mean, I hate it with a passion. I hate when somebody got to tell me when to lay down, when to wake up, when to eat. You make me go get a job and you don't pay me nothing. You pay me scraps on the table. I hate it being around guys all day long. You dig what I'm saying? Walk in the yard. I got to walk the yard with you, work out with you. I got to eat with you. I got to take a shower with you. You do anything I want to do. It's like all day long. And my bid went on for like 14 years and 8 months. So you can just imagine, what I mean, where my mentality is at. But then again, SPZ on the flip side, I can say that I loved prison because it did make me grow up. It made me, become a grown man because, I don't think I would have slowed down. I don't think, and I'm not saying it like in a grown man, like I was just out here like being super childish, but then again, I was, because I wasn't thinking like a man or moving like a man, or maybe taking care of myself like a man. You know, when you go to the joint, that's when you first started getting into a car with people and you want to work out. Now, when it's time to go to sleep, you know what I mean? You want to read a book. You know, you want to read a book to wind down. And let me tell you a little something about my man SPZ while he on deck right here. When you talk about a hustler in the joint, my man SPZ used to throw the basketball tournaments, right? So listen, if they catch you gambling, you know they'll pick with you. Now they know certain tables just gonna do their things. You got lifers over there that's playing poker or playing hucklebuck. They know what they're doing over there. As long as ain't nobody fighting, they don't mess with it. But a lot of times, if they see you trying to do a little something, make a few moves here and there, they'll try to knock your head off, try to write you up. Nobody messed with SPZ when it came to the basketball tournament. My man had his thing jumping off damn near like the NCAA. I'm talking about he had some of the best players in the camp playing basketball. He had the book bag where everybody pitched in and put their money in, and he made sure that everybody got paid. I'm talking about, and when the basketball tournaments was jumping off, the whole weekend was fat from Saturday to Sunday just to watch the basketball tournaments, man, because we knew who was cold, who was supposed to be cold, and we was looking for the certain matchups. You did what I'm saying? Remember Kaepernick and what's my man name from the Shy with the Waves, man? He was cold with the basketball. SPZ, you was nice with the basketball too. Then we had Eastside from Waterloo, but SPZ in the joint, this is how you know when people is really real. You dig what I'm saying? They ain't just really real in the streets because they get money, but like when you can get inside the prison system and you can still get money. My man SPZ sold magazines. He rented out magazines, not sold them. He'll rent you the magazines out. He rent you his MP3 player out. Like if you don't have no music, you just got to the joint, you ain't got no music. He got hella songs on the MP3. He'll rent the MP3 out to you. You need some magazines for the night. He'll rent you out them. He'll rent you out books. He got the naked flicks and everything. So SPZ was like the hustle man in the joint. So SPZ, you can agree with me that even though we made the most out of it, you know what I mean? I wouldn't wish prison on nobody unless I say if he like a knucklehead out here and he getting into trouble, sometimes you might need to go sit down. You dig what I'm saying? And so those are the things that I'm talking about. Like, boom, I hated being in prison, especially for that long. But I love the man that came out of prison, if that makes any sense to you. I love that guy that came out the joint, because the guy that came out the joint, you dig what I'm saying? He's all the way slowed down, you know? And so I tell y'all a lot of times, man, about that institutionalized thing. Like I hate that, you know what I mean? And I hate to try to use it as a crutch or an excuse, or to just keep like bringing it up. But sometimes you be falling short in areas, man, and people be expecting something from you that you just don't even know how to give to them. You don't know how to give people like time or conversations. We so used to catching that downtime, that free time, and being by ourselves, because you've been around people for so long, for all day long. So it's like when you get some free time, man, I don't want to see nobody. It was just, and it used to be like that when you're in the joint. Like say if you're in a room and we on D unit. So sometimes on D unit you can have, it could be three people to a cell. You dig what I'm saying? And so what you really trying to do, you trying to figure out, okay, what time he work, and what time such and such go to the yard. And so what you basically doing is like, okay, I'm gonna catch him when he go to work, and when he go to the yard, that's gonna be my nap time. I might go in there, or sometimes I used to just go in there and watch Judge Mathis and stuff like that. But going through so many years of that, and we call it gelling, you dig what I'm saying? Where you looking for that peace and you looking for that free time. When you get out here, man, sometimes it's so busy and it's so noisy that you looking for that free time. You feel like I need to downsize, man. I got to fall back. Sometimes it gets overwhelming out here, and then people think you being funny, or you acting funny, or you don't want to talk. And then a lot of times with me, I automatically assume that you want your space. I think that you need your peace, because I know I need my peace. So I automatically think I don't want to intrude on you. I don't want to intrude in your life. So I love the man that came out of prison, but I hate some of the effects that prison stained into us. You know, I'll say for anybody that did more than 5 years, if you did like more than 5 years in prison, you probably got, you know what I mean, some of that. And matter of fact, I'll tell you a true story. If you did more than 5 years, you might not know it, but you can get disability. You know what I mean? You eligible for all the benefits. So if anybody's did more than 5 years and you just now coming home, you in 605 Main, or you got some family members like that, make sure that they go and take advantage of, those perks and the different things like that. Let me tell you another thing, a thin line between love and hate. Um, let's just keep it thorough. I love life, but I also hate sin. You know what I mean? And I'll give you some examples because I don't want you to, take it like I'm trying to go to a religious standpoint, which in actuality, I'm just talking about like life by me studying the Bible and stuff like that. This ain't necessarily a Bible study, but you love living. You know what I mean? You love living. You love having fun. You love meeting like new people, having conversations and stuff like that. But then you notice how, if you are conscious of like sin, how sometimes sin is always sitting to tempt you to do something. You know what I mean? To the point where you damn near got to make it a gesture or a habit to do the right thing. Because if you don't, and you don't practice these morals and these standards of doing the right thing, Santa have you messed up. You dig what I'm saying? Because I done been in Walmart sometimes, man, and felt like I should just throw some of this shit in the cart. You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting up here, scanning everything, but it was always this thing too. I know somebody else is watching when ain't nobody else watching. You know what I mean? And in life, sometimes it's like that. And so you don't always, you make the right decisions. But you know what? Sometimes sin will tempt you. And sometimes, you know what I mean? Like just like foul stuff. Like, you know, I'll give you another example. When I was out here before, back in like, let's say 2004, 2005, 2006, or whatever, D boy, we out here, we getting this money. So you can go into the club. You know what I mean? You go into the club, you can buy a chick a drink. You know what I mean? You can shoot, talk slick as you want to. You fresh. You can leave with something. And knowing that the caliber of person you are, or what the caliber type of person of lady that she might be, she like your style because she know you get money, or because you driving in something nice, or you clean and something like that, or you got this reputation for getting money. You know what it is. You know how it is. And so automatically you could take this lady to the crib and you can have sex with her. You know what I mean? Now on the surface, that could seem like so fun, like it's so cool. Many people do that at night. It's like, man, it's a lot of cats that's still out there. Like, man, shit, I'm about to go to the club trying to find me something to knock down. And that's how men talk. And ladies, they do. It ain't nothing new to you. You might be doing the same thing. You might be going to the club trying to find somebody to buy you a drink. You dig what I'm saying? Maybe if you ain't got no money, you're gonna get as fresh as possible and you're gonna try to get you something to drink. But here's the thing. I love life. I love people. I love to mingle with people and hang out with people. But I hate the temptation of, doing something that's out of character. And it's not saying, like, remember I was telling y'all, like, a lot of things is beneficial. A lot of things you can do if you want to do it, but then you got to ask yourself, is it beneficial? You dig what I'm saying? And so sometimes in life, it's always this challenge. This challenge, you know what I mean, to do the right thing, to do the right thing, do the right thing. And I just wish that it wasn't there to tempt you sometimes. Cause man, it'd be like, man, I'll tell you something, boy. When you're trying to work a job and you trying to, like, say for instance, level up, get your credit up, I tell you, patience is a factor because you can keep punching in on this clock, going to this job. My man was just down here getting his hair cut, and he was telling me how sterile, like, they dialing back on the hours. They lost the contract with Walmart, so they ain't getting all the hours like they used to. Like when I first came home, I hit them for like 60 hours a week. And so I made like 10,000 in 2 months. Now they getting sent home. And so I'm saying all of that to say this. First thing you can think of when things ain't going right is, I could take this check and go get a pack. You dig what I'm saying? I can go snatch up some pills. I can go snatch up some green. I know a few people that smoke. You know what I mean? I can make a few extra dollars. Especially like when you making money, but then it just seems like everything is going to bills. You know what I mean? And so that's a love-hate situation, man, where it's like you trying to work your patience. You know what I mean? It's like, damn. It seems like every time I get done paying the rent, I get done paying the car note, the insurance. It's like, man, you back to like square zero. So now you looking like, man. And then guess what? The Bible says it. And this ain't a Bible study, but he says this. Paul says it in Romans 7. He says that every time I would try to do good, I see it be a law that evil is close at hand. And so a lot of times you wonder why it's like that. Okay, I'll give you another situation. Say we love to make power moves. You know what I mean? Like say for instance, my peoples in them over in that they have been working on All Stars since last year. You know what I mean? I was in there when before the TVs was even put up. I left, I came back, the TVs was up, the floor was painted. You know what I mean? I'm seeing all the leather like sofas, I'm seeing the bar, everything coming into play. But just think, it's just now coming into fruition where all the inspections and everything is lining up. And so just think about that. Okay. You got this business plan that you're trying so hard, you know what I mean? You're trying to give it your all, you're trying to do something positive, you're trying to lean forward. But then here comes hate, all kind of, oh, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. This ain't going right and everything ain't going right, but you spending your money. You dig what I'm saying? It's like sometimes, man, you gotta figure out how to handle that, and then you gotta. To me, I think like since he did say that, like okay, every time I would try to do good, I see evil is close at hand. I think that you have to look for hate in every situation. Anytime that you're doing good, I think you need to look for it, and you need to try to figure it out where it's coming from, and then let it be known to yourself. Put a mental check inside your head to say, hey, fear has got to come, or doubt, hate has got to come. Somebody gonna put their mouth on you, somebody gonna try to stop you, they're gonna try to do something against it because you trying to do something good. You know what I mean? And so if hate don't show up, then shit, it ain't really worth it. You dig what I'm saying? Sorry about my language because I'm trying to kill that. I hate that. You know what I mean? I picked up the cuss words again because I had it at a point in time where I didn't even cuss. But dig that, believe that. Listen to me when I'm telling you this. Anytime that you're trying to do something good, you got to look for the hate in that situation. You got to look for somebody that's hating on you. You got to look for something to go wrong. Look for the timing to be prolonged. And don't give up because if you ain't got no patience, you dig what I'm saying? You'll give up and you'll miss your blessing. You dig what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when you're trying to do something and it don't come when you want it, or the money don't flow just as like when you want it to flow, it's like, man, it's so easy to just like, hold on, fam. Man, what you say? How much is them zips going for? Like, boom, you get to check in your check. Like, man, I'm about to buy me a zip. Man, I'm about to hit the block. You know what I'm saying? I done been there. I done done it like plenty of times. You know what I mean? And Loco Los, he know it too. I done took a check and turned around and went and got a quad and never turned back. You know what I mean? So I know what it's like. Um, so that's a little bit about life versus sin. You know, and another thing I love family, but don't you hate like petty fallouts? You dig what I'm saying? It's like, and here's the thing: whether you got family or you got friends, true love is going to be professed in this manner. If you love somebody, you're going to have a disagreement with that person. Now, you know, I do got some people or some big guys that I'm cool with that we only deal with each other probably from a distance, and so we probably never. Hold on, let me put my microphone back in. I don't know if I can hear me. Facts. Okay, he said he can hear me. Let me do this. Let me do it like this. All right. Maybe y'all can hear me better. So I'm talking like a little bit too loud. That's in 20. So check this out. So maybe sometimes, like, say for instance, uh, the little bitty fallouts that you might be having with like family. You know what I mean? Sometimes it can probably be like, um, you just wish everything would just like go cool. Cause it's like, man, sometimes, man, like when I was in the joint, my whole idea of coming to the crib, I was just like, man, I had all of these big dreams. Like me and the kids, we about to kick it. We about to get it back together. You know what I mean? I ain't seen them in a minute. Man, I got all of these ideas and plans. And then you touch the bricks and everybody is moving at the speed of light. Everybody is doing they thing, you know, and you know that they growed up on you. You know what I mean? People were getting grown. Nobody stayed the same, you know. But it's like with Stank, Wizzy, she was 3. You know, when I left, she used to jump on my neck. I'll walk her down steps and stuff. We eat like foolishness in the late night, or like I'll come in from a late night out on the block. She up, we watch TV while we, you know what I mean? I bring in some Hardee's or something. And so when I got back, I'm thinking like, you know, this is daddy's girl, little baby girl that we're gonna put this little thing together. And man, these years right here, and see, I missed all of them though too. You dig what I'm saying? So it was like I didn't have the experience of when Nubia turned like 17, 18, and 19. So I was locked up for that. So it ain't like I had the life lessons, you know what I mean, to know how to deal with it and say, okay, you just got a teenage daughter and you got to know learn how to deal with it. Now, when I left, Nubia was just turning 14. And so, me and her was having like our little fallouts because, now boys is writing letters, she's writing letters, and I'm trying to, be that overprotective dad. But, what I'm saying is you love your kids, but I hate, you know what I mean, I would say like the social media era because I don't get the texting. You dig what I'm saying? I always mix up on that. And so we always wind up falling out about the text. You dig what I'm saying? And those start like little petty arguments. And I don't like the attitudes. You dig what I'm saying? And maybe, I could say it probably would have been better. Like, if I'd have grew up in the house with my daughter, then, it probably would have rocked a little bit different, because now she can get used to me, she can know who I am, she can know when I'm playing and stuff like that. And so but it's like now we go in like weeks and like months and stuff without talking, but then by her being raised by her mom, she's got some of those attitudes and some of those qualities in her too, and that type of stuff is affecting, what I mean, how me and her conversate. So she's so used to somebody else, the way that they raised her and the way they bring her up, and our family is different. You dig what I'm saying? Our family, man, we talk to each other. You dig what I'm saying? Like I might not hear them hit from them all the time, but I'll see Teranique online. I'll say something to her. I might just call her. I might just text her and say something crazy. I might call, reach out and ask Josh some questions. Me and Grice, we gonna speak. Me and Nubia, we'll text back and forth. But like Wizzy, she's so like distant, and I hate it. You know what I mean? Because as family, you always want things to go right. And then so those little bitty fallouts, you know what I mean? That's like a thin line between love and hate. Like, man, because the family reunion was so beautiful that we got a chance to all get together. But then boom, after it was over with, here comes the fallout. But true story, it happened, you know what I mean, at my grandmother's funeral, where two brothers was just at the funeral together, love each other, buried their mom, but then after the funeral, they got into a fight with each other. One had a knife and one had a gun. And these was Graces. You dig what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm talking about. Things in life, man, that you love, but then you hate this. You know what I mean? It's just like, and it comes with the territory. Um, I'll tell you another thing that I hate. Um, I've been going through this situation, man, where I've been grinding, right? And so when you come home, a lot of the factory jobs they will hire us. You know what I mean? Coming home from the joint, you know what I mean? They know they need workers like crazy, because they work you hard. You know what I mean? A lot of them know that you come from out of prison, and so they don't even care nothing about your background check. That's the reason why John Deere and for a minute Arconic, Alcoa, they was just hiring people off the cuff. You dig what I'm saying? You come out, I don't care. Many guys from the halfway house was getting on. You know what I mean? And they hired you. But me, when I'm trying to do different things that I know that, what I mean, I could succeed in, like this insurance thing, this insurance agent, you know what I mean? It takes like 10 days for the application to come back. Everybody's seen how hard I grinded on the exams, been doing that since Thanksgiving, turned around in January, took the test, and we finally get that passed. And so now we got to do the background check. Now be it, I ain't been in trouble since 2007, since I had went to prison. So you would think, like, on the surface, like, shoot, man, come on. I just gave them people like 15, and that crime from that, okay, you could say that's the old man. That's when fam was like 33 years old. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, I know I would look at it if I was like an employer or somebody who was, in position to overlook an application and say whether or not you get a chance to move forward. You know what I mean? Because if you run me through all the exams and you let me take the test and stuff like that, they haven't denied me yet. So the decision should be coming like any day now. But what I'm saying is I love the hustle of grinding and trying to do some things. But then again, some people still want to hold your past over your head, you know? And so you got and man, I'm gonna tell you, it can get discouraging too though, fam, because listen to this. Okay, so I'd be making the beats and stuff like that. And I had a tutor, my man Rishi. He was coming over, man. Rishi was helping me, you know what I mean? And so I learned a lot of stuff. Like I can hook my stuff up, man. I got some banging little beats that's coming out. I haven't got the recording part together just yet, but So a school had got in touch with me, man, Full Sail University. And so they was just like, we got classes starting up, you know what I mean? Have you ever thought about getting your bachelor's degree in music production? And usually when you get these calls from people, man, it's like, nah, man, listen, how did you get my number? And why did you keep calling? Like, and it was one of them type of calls. And so, but when I started listening to them and start figuring out, okay, they talking about, something that I like. So, okay, I could tell Shorty was black. So of course I try to, be a little bit respectful. I don't know if she's a telemarketer or what. So I'm gonna give her a little bit of minute to get her spill off. But she got to asking me questions about things that I like. You know what I mean? Do you write songs? You know what I mean? Do you make music? How do you make music? Do you play instruments or do you use a drum machine where you stack beats? And I'm like, damn, she know a little bit about the game. So I'm like, well, shoot. So now this can turn into a full-fledged conversation. So now we sitting up here, we having this conversation. So she was just like, well, listen. She was like, I'm going to turn you on to somebody else. And then let's just fill out the application and let's see. Go through the application and see what you want. And then let's see if you're available for the student loans and or grants. They get all these types of things. So then she put me on hold. I talked to this other person. They run it down to me the semesters, how long it'll take to get this music production bachelor's, and certain people that they might be able to turn you on to get a job. But then they started saying, like, you know what I mean? You get this laptop, you get this certain type of microphone, you get headphones, you get Pro Tools, the latest model of Pro Tools to go on this laptop. You're responsible for making certain like soundtracks to movies, soundtracks to you know what I mean? You got all of these projects, and then it'll test you to see, like, can you really do what you think you can do? You dig what I'm saying? I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm in. You dig what I'm saying? Like, especially they about to get me the Pro Tools and they about to show me how to work this and they gonna show me like the business side. So I'm all for that. So it's going good the first couple of days. You dig what I'm saying? Everything is smooth. So next thing you know, I fill out the application, come back from the federal student loan of education that, hey, I qualified for so much amount in grant money, then I qualified for so much in like student loans. All right, so now they switch me over to the person that's about to tell me, you know, what I qualify for. I mean, just telling me how much they can use this and that for, and what it'll take out. So then all of a sudden they say they see a red flag. They said that the federal government says that I owe from a student loan that's in default. And I'm like, nah. And I remember, if you watch, remember when we went to Hamilton Tech College, you know what I mean, for computer aid and drafting. Yeah. And and listen, we was young, man. We didn't know no better. We was out in the Canada during this time. This is the time we was on Paul Revere. So me and Khan go to school, right? And we never took out like no student loans and stuff like that. So we're in the student loan office with these people, and they say, okay, you qualify for this much, but the class only costs this much. Do you want to just take out enough just to pay for the class, or either you can max it out and then you can receive a $1,500 refund? Me and Khan went in there, was like maxing. You dig what I'm saying? So we go in there and we take the 1,500. Guess what we did? Boom! By Christmas, take a half ounce a piece. We went in on a zip. I got a half ounce. He got a half ounce, and we started hitting the block. Next thing you know, man, we was going to school for a good minute. We was doing our homework, but then after a while, that drinking and partying and hitting the streets, you know, we never went back. But to make a long story short, so that semester, the rest of that money in student loans, I owed it. But I remember them taking it back from out of my taxes like years back. And so when he got to asking me stuff like that, you see what I'm saying? That's where you got to have the patience at, you got to love patience. You know what I mean? You can hate the process. And I did. I was hating the process. But something about when you got a relationship with God, and I'm going to keep it a buck with you, gotta give you patience, man, to do certain things. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times when you face with a challenge, I know us as black people, we give up. You know what I mean? And one of the first things I did do is, soon as he said something to me, you know what I mean, about, well, you got to call this number, you got to do this and that. Okay, first he said it about the criminal background check, right? And so I'm like, I said, for some online classes, I said, y'all really, I mean, I'm saying, I always try to let people know, like, man, this happened like back in 2007. You dig what I'm saying? In December of 2007, that's when I was convicted of my crime. Now, be it, I just got out of prison a year ago, but I just don't understand how 15 years ago, you know what I mean, that would do it. But you know what I do? Here it is. Just like I always been honest with y'all, I always keep it 1,000. Shoot, I kept it 1,000. Wow. I put down, you know what I mean, what I went to prison for, how much time I did. You dig what I'm saying? And so then when he hits me back, I'm thinking he's about to, decline me or whatever. He was like, "Okay, is that the only crime, you know what I mean, that you're responsible for?" He says, "Because they kind of want a list of everything." And I'm like, "Well, that's the worst of the worst." You dig what I'm saying? That's the felony. Beyond that, I ain't got no felonies. I got like misdemeanors. You dig what I'm saying? I had a pistol charge that I got a deferred judgment on. You dig what I'm saying? But other than that, it's like driving while barred, a DUI or something like that. It ain't never nothing where it was like, a felony. So I'm thinking like, okay, so that hump is over with. Let's go ahead and do this. So then the next thing come up. Now all of a sudden they talking about the federal government saying that you got a default and that even though they said that you were qualified for this money, we can't do anything with your loan application because we have to wait until we get this together. So then after a minute, so when we talking again, shoot, I ain't gonna even front, man. I just got straight up frustrated and I told him straight. I said, "Man, listen, man." I said, "This too much. I ain't finna do this, man." I said, "I'm straight." You know what I mean? And and it seemed like boom. So I tell him that. So I'm sitting back at my table and I'm drawing, man. I'm mad because I really wanted to, I like that challenge, man, of doing something different, especially when it's something that I like doing. Like I never thought about selling life insurance, but I sold dope. So you mean to tell me I just got to pull up on people and present what I got? Okay, so I checked out, you know what I mean, Bankers Life, some of they programs and you know what I mean, some of their policies and stuff like that they got, and then I checked out their benefits, and it's just like come on, fam, you cut me loose. I'm probably gonna sell some of this stuff for y'all. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna sell some of this because I already got guys like my man Ken Lee and all of them. They like, man, soon as you get in the door, holler at me, Bear, because I'm trying to get stuff together. I'm talking about my guys is like really, I got like about five of my guys was like, man, as soon as you get in the door, please explain these policies and these different things to me, man. So he's like, I can make some sense out of it so I can set some stuff up. And I was like, man, that's love. And I got to asking God, I got to thinking like, that's probably me, God. That you know what I mean. They so used to the white man, and no offense to white people. This is not a white or a black thing, but I want you to just listen to it from this perspective. If you get a white insurance man that's pulling up to your door, knocking on your door, trying to sell you something, it's easier to turn him away, especially like if you in the hood. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I was young, when they used to come over to my grandmother's house. I remember the insurance man that was there when she used to pay her insurance too. I remember the insurance man that used to come and collect the insurance from my mother and horse. You dig what I'm saying? So I know that they were white, but how would that look for this new generation, the millennials, Gen X, and even y'all parents? Some of my people that I went to school with, you know what I mean? Whether we the same age, a little bit older or younger, what would that look like, man, if I pulled up at your door to sell you some life insurance and I could tell you about the best policies for your money? I ain't here to try to just get no commission off you. I'm trying to make sure that y'all straight. And I'm talking about, and it's from the heart. Like, man, you my fam. Like, listen, how much you willing to spend? What kind of money you looking for? You dig what I'm saying? What you want to do? Man, I start telling you about IRAs, annuities, all of these different things that you can do, man. 401ks, the Roth plans and stuff like that. They got so many different things, man, that we don't even understand about. And they for like, you know what I mean, different prices. You can pay them like annually, monthly. You dig what I'm saying? Semi-annually, depending on how it's getting. Just think if you a D boy and I come to you 4 times out of the year and be like, come on, man, give me that 300, 350 and pay on your policy, fam. Something happened to you, you know what I mean? You got 150,000, you dig what I'm saying? That you can be buried with, and then your kids can have something. You know what I mean? How many people go out of town and jag off like every 4 months, go take a trip or go buy a pair of J's? You dig what I'm saying? So back to the moral of the story. I done fell in love with this situation. But now I hate that, you know what I mean, my past. They hang in my past all over my head now. So I prayed about it. It is what it is. God, I told the truth. You know what I mean? You ain't ashamed of me. You ain't mad at me for whatever I did and whatever went down and whatever happened that was wrong. You know it all. So it's like this right here. It's up to them. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you, if they cut me loose with that license, it's going to be smoke in the city. I'm telling you that now. It's going down. I'm going to be at your door. I'm coming to holler at you straight up. I'm going to be in the Elks. with a with a briefcase straight up at the table. I'm gonna go get me a table in the Elks and be off in the corner with a candle with all kind of policies and ink pens and buttons and stuff like that. Like holla at your boy. You dig what I'm saying? But now let's come back to the other little thing. I don't even know why I was trying to go back to school and do this. I got all kind of stuff going on in my life right now. I don't really need this extra mess, but they like a bachelor's in music. You know what I mean? We're gonna give you this. We're gonna show you how to make movie scores. So we're gonna have to be challenged to make the music that, you know what I mean, the soundtrack to a movie, or the music score, like the music that is being played while people is doing a movie. I like to learn stuff like that. It's like, man, I never thought about that. Let me figure that out. What if I do write a score and somebody, you know what I mean, buy it for their movie, Steven Spielberg, or you know what I'm saying? Oh, what about who I just did? Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee, anybody. You dig what I'm saying? Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? I'll shop him some music scores. Like, shoot, he down in the ATL. I'll come down there with a resume. Like, I got a bachelor's in music, fam. You dig what I'm saying? I do music scores. You know, you never know what you can do with what you got until you get what you get and then you use it. You dig? And so I don't know. It just turned into some more mess. And so now we're gonna see if the background check, you know, something else that I love. But here's the hate. The hate is the past. They, you know what I mean? It's dangling over your head. You know what I mean? And so let's see if they really want to you know what I mean, do something for somebody. You know, what if they really wanna you know, open up those doors and let me, you know what I mean, get in there and do something. That'd be dope. Let me check and see if we on. Got a lot of liquor followers, but it's cool. Oh yeah. So we on. All right. So yeah, so it's at 36, 36. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And so let me just recap. Love life, hate sin. Life is good. Life can be beautiful. But then again, you know what I mean? It's all of this miscellaneous hate that's got to come with the situation. You know what I mean? It's always got to be something bad that comes when you're trying to do something good. And so, on that level, I would just say have some patience. If you're going through a situation where, you know, we love our families, but you're having like little bickers or little bitty fallouts and stuff like that, pray for your kids, man. And just always continue to love them. You know what I mean? Because I know that it's a different world out here, and I know that, you know, they're a little bit rough over the edges. But then again, we was like that though too. And you know, when it comes to money, I know like a lot of us that's just now getting home. You dig what I'm saying? We want it. We trying to play catch up, you know, from when you left and all the way to the point of when you coming back. And so you really wish that you can be on top of your square like you used to be, you know, because you see people out here moving and grooving and it seems like they winning. You dig what I'm saying? You know what, something else I love and I hate? I love to see people get money, but I hate people that get arrogant when they get a little change. You dig what I'm saying? It's just like soon as you get like a little something, then all of a sudden you done lost your rabbit ass mind. It's like, listen to me, man. Money don't make you. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you that now, you know, and it's true. Um, Prestige comes with, you know, how successful a person is. You know, when a person is successful, you can tell when they enter the room. You can tell how people treat them, you know, and it feels good to have people, you know what I mean, recognize you, be like, because I know what it's like to be a big deal. You dig what I'm saying? And really, you ain't nothing. But, you know, I know what it was like to go inside of a club and, you know what I mean, can choose, you know, chicks just like, man, buy them a drink, say something slick and leave with them. You dig what I'm saying? I'm Sugar Bear. You know what I mean? And I gotta tell you, fam, that life will crash for you, especially if you get a little bit of money and you arrogant and you ain't got yourself together, you ain't got your mind together. You know, the worst thing you could do, the Bible says it like this. He says, the root of all evil is the love of money is the root of all evil. And so a lot of people get that twisted. They'll be like, the money is the root of all evil. No, it's not. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. And it says, so, you know, remember I was doing a little Bible study on Tuesday and God was saying, don't put any other gods above me. And sometimes when people get money, you know, they idolize it. You know, they idolize that status. They feel like, okay, since you done made a few power moves and you doing a little something, that gives you the opportunity or the green light to talk to people like they ain't nothing. When nope, it don't. And I'm gonna tell you something. when you start doing stuff like that, it just makes you look ugly. You know what I mean? And so cut it out. You know what I mean? If I can give you any advice, I'm gonna tell you, man, that right there ain't nothing because uh, I've been seeing money my whole entire life. Even though we grew up in projects and you know what I mean, we didn't had like, little government assistance, things like that. But man, my uncle Willie, my uncle Punk, you know what I mean, my uncle Lee and them, I done seen them touch some large sums of money. You know what I'm saying? I done been in rooms where there was thousands in a room. I got some family members where, you know what I mean, we didn't sit in there and count it, you know what I mean, thousands. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't tell you too much of the business, but I'm telling you, I done been around money and I done made some money. It comes and it goes. You wish that you had it. We all wish that we had it. We wish that our bank account was right. You wish that your credit was right. Cause it just seemed like life is easier. But here goes the love and the hate situation. Remember, Biggie said it best: more money, more problems. So no matter how much money you get, or no matter how prestigious that you get, like Jay-Z, he a billionaire right now. That man got bigger issues than he did. Even so, it don't make no difference where you at. You dig what I'm saying? You still, just because you get money, don't mean that life is just smoother. It can be because you have access to things that other people don't have. Like your bills is paid on time, but most of the times when people get money, they pick up bigger habits and stuff like that. And if you ain't disciplined to handle the money, you're gonna lose. And I tell you something, that's a big thing. A love and a hate situation. Love to be successful. And successful is just, I would say being what God created you to be. Success to me would look like um walking in your element, walking in your calling. Everybody was put on this earth for a purpose and a reason. And I think to be successful is to be doing what you love to do, because there's a passion, there's a burning in your heart that you're very passionate about. And once you figure that out, that this is what God created you to do, get into that. Get into the things that you love. You dig what I'm saying? Me, I don't rock with sports. I don't do certain things. You know what I mean? Like G Nice, him and my man Kendrick Still, they into the IT. So, they very computer savvy, you know what I mean? And they do a good job. You dig what I'm saying? And you hear what my man was saying last night. He get this degree that's coming to him now, he gonna be making six figures. And man, that's like love, because that's my guy. We come from, government cheese, you know what I mean? Welfare, you dig what I'm saying? Riding a city bus. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm always proud to see my guys get money, you know. And I know he's one of the ones that don't change, you know what I mean? Because Pook ain't never been the flashy type anyway. He don't really care about that. You dig what I'm saying? Certain people are just content with who they are. You know what I mean? And certain things don't make them. You dig what I'm saying? And so, um, I used to break dance and dance like back when I was a little kid. So, I've always had this popular thing going on about me. You know what I mean? And not bragging and not trying to put myself on a pedestal. And so, one thing I learned about me is that I love to I guess I would say entertain people, or I love to be in front of a crowd, because even when I got to prison, God was placing people in my life, and I was like, I was doing things in prison like writing songs for a choir. And when we were singing the choir, we had the governor there. You dig what I'm saying? Or we had, the news people was there. I mean, I'm talking about I was in prison. I was on the news. I was in the newspaper for doing music. The same thing that I went down to the ATL for, when I went to the ATL on the management deal. So I'm in prison doing the same thing. So God was confirming to me in my life that, you know what I mean, I created you, you know what I mean, to talk. You know what I mean? But now you got to figure out what it is I want you to talk about. And so, a lot of times, I love when people give me the advice of, hey, do this and do this, man, and step your viewers up. But I would hate to try to chase viewers by saying something and doing stuff that's not authentic to who I am, or for what he created me for. And so for the people that's on the platform, you know what I mean, that look and listen and check out the platform, I'm so grateful for y'all. You dig what I'm saying? And I sure hope that God is blessing y'all through me. I hope y'all getting a chance to see him, because he's really real and he's really love. And so, even like friends, let me go back to that one. because I had said something the other day in the Bible study, and I don't know if I clarified it enough. I love my friends. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about, I call them all like brothers from a mother, from another mother, because some of these guys that I grew up with and that I used to get it from the mud with, that we used to just kick it so tight. We didn't have some beautiful nights and we didn't have some good memories. But what I hate is that I went to prison and it was my fault. Nobody else's fault. I went to prison because of my foolishness and just, making poor decisions when I was drinking. Now I know alcoholism runs on my side of the family. You dig what I'm saying? On my father's side and on my mom's side, we always been big drinkers. You dig what I'm saying? And I know that when I drink, I move too fast and I make bad decisions. And so what I hate is I love these guys so much, but sometimes I hate that your guys don't want to see you change. You know what I mean? And it's not that, they doing anything wrong, because they still doing them. And kudos to you if you doing you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to change you or nothing like that. I just know that I had to make a change and I had to do something that a way that I can stick around, that I can make sure that I stay free, that I can be a father to my kids. I could be, what I mean, just a better man, and just in period. You dig? And so I had to make that change. You dig what I'm saying? But some people don't like that change. You know what I mean? And don't think that I think I'm better than you, because I'm not. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for prison, who's to say that I would have slowed down? I might not have even slowed down. I probably would have been somewhere where you are. But now that I got a conscious mind of being sober for so many years, I just don't want to put liquor back in my system. I don't want to put it back in my system. And I feel like this, fam. Um, if we're getting older, that means that you're getting closer to your death date. You dig what I'm saying? Everybody's got a date with death. Don't nobody get to cheat it. Don't nobody get to escape it. You know what I mean? You could cheat it by committing suicide. A tragedy can happen, and then we can be like, dang, they was taken too soon. But at the end of the day, man, everybody got to go. And so I feel like this. God, here I am. I'm easing up on another birthday. And not only that, as you approach every birthday, that's a blessing. But here's the thing, you're getting older. So if you're getting older in age and you know that your body is going to start to break down, muscles start to deteriorate, bones and stuff start to ache. Don't you think it would be a little bit wiser to cut out some of the stuff that would speed up this process? Just like liquor, or just like smoking like a lot of weed, anything that's going to slow you down, or mess up your process from thinking, or to keep you up. You know what I mean? Pills, coke, you know. Now, to each his own. Whatever you do is your thing. You dig what I'm saying? This ain't a situation about me saying you shouldn't do that. I'm just telling you how I think. I love y'all. Don't ever get it twisted. If you ever need me and I can do something for you, God is my witness. I'm gonna try to help you out the best that I can. But I hate that I can't go back down that road with you. You know what I mean? I can't go back down there with you. That road brought me heartache and pain. Me and my family lost on that road. My kids lost on that road. I lost my father on that road, my brother on that road, and I'll never get a chance to see him again, or to hug him, or tell him I love him. You know what I mean? It's too much hurt that came with that. And so I made a conscious decision, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna love the new me. And I hate the old me. You know what I mean? And not hate the people that I met, because I met some really cool people. I met some really cool ladies. You know what I mean? I had some really cool times. You know what I mean? It wasn't all bad. But when it did crash, when it did get bad, man, it got ugly. You know? Let me see. Yeah, I talked about that. We talked about that. Uh, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Listen, I love Nikki's Super Bowl party. But whoever made the jerk chicken, man, I hate that jerk chicken. Man, that jerk chicken sent me to the bathroom, man, for like 2 days straight. So whoever the jerk is responsible for the jerk chicken, man, listen, the Super Bowl party was cool though. And so thanks to Nick, man, they did it nice. It was free to get in, and they had a really cool spread. Um major food, free food, hella pizzas from Domino's, you know what I mean? Nice pizza setup, nice chicken wings. They had chicken wings, baked chicken, cornbread. They had a little rice get up. They had cabbage, and then they had this jerk chicken. And so at one time, me and a whole table of people, man, we was eating the jerk chicken, you know, and everybody got to looking at each other like, man, ain't this hot? Like, man, this chicken is hot as hell. And so it's like, man, it was like the chicken was extremely hot. I can understand. And when I was in the ATL or sometimes when I go through NAP, there's a few little spots where you can go and get like some Jamaican stuff like curry chicken, curry goat, jerk chicken, and stuff like that. And so it's like spicy, but it was like this chicken was crazy hot. And man, I'm eating it. But then my man was like, man, lo and behold, man, Monday morning, the day after the Super Bowl, he it went bad, and it went really, really bad. And so, Nick, thank for the Super Bowl party. I loved it. I loved that I was there, and it was cool. And I hated the jerk chicken. You know what? I love hip hop, but I sure hate that man rappers be dying. You know what I mean? That I was just earlier today. I was watching this one dude's video, and he was like taking us back to when Takeoff got shot, and he was trying to stop the camera and talk about the arguments and stuff like that was going on, and who was arguing and who Quavo was into it with. And so he was breaking it down play by play, and then he would go and he would show Jay Prince Jr. where he was at and how he walked past Takeoff, and just kind of looked at him, and he said something like, don't ask me for, you know what I mean. And then somebody that was kind of like with his crew grabbed like the Gucci bag and then walked off in another direction. And I don't want to speculate, but it just kind of looked like it was bogus. It looked like it was foul play. You know what I mean? And I don't really, listen to a lot of their music, man, but I love to see us as people winning, man, to come up. You know what I mean? I love to see us doing good, because when you're doing good, you can give a job to somebody else. You know what I mean? That means we got so much generational of poorness and generational curses that's just been on the black people, that anytime somebody come out the hood or they make it out the hood, you got to cheer for them, you got to root them on, you know what I mean, you got to cheer for them. And so um I listen to some of their music. I can say they changed the era of music. I'm a hip-hop head, and so all that Versace, all of that, you listen to it, and it's like they had like a style. You got to get Amigos credit, man. The Amigos had a little unique style. It's just like I hate that this music that we created, that we love so much, that I grew up on, man. It's just like, man, you know what I mean? That it was a big deal like when Tupac died. It was a big deal when Biggie died. You know what I mean? That beef, the way that played out, that was a big deal. You know what I mean? And so it's like, man, um, I love hip hop. I am hip hop. You know what I mean? I breathe, sleep, and eat hip hop. And what I mean by that is just like you see me, I'm drawing now, but I used to be that. And back in the day, I'm like a b-boy. And what a b-boy is I used to break dance. You dig what I'm saying? I used to draw graffiti. And so I'm still keeping the portraits things up. When the rap came, I was rapping. I remember even when Candyman had the two turntables over Tony's house, and me and Ben used to be over there scratching his records up. You dig what I'm saying? All the times I was at Hitman's house scratching on his turntables. I know how to transform and DJ. I've been thinking about grabbing me some DJ equipment and maybe jumping out here. What would that look like? Bare Truth, DJing your party or something like that. You know what I mean? That might happen. And so I love everything about hip hop, and dressing. So the five elements of hip hop, um, a b-boy, it was breakdancing, it was DJing, it was graffiti, it was rap, and then it's got to be the clothes. You know what I mean? The hip hop clothes. You got to dress hip hop, and I am hip hop, fam. To the day I die, I don't care how old I get. I'm hip hop, and so I love hip hop, but I hate it when rappers die. That is something that I really hate. Um, Let me see what else I got. I talked about the people that level up and be arrogant. And what's so crazy about that though is because I'm some of the old me, man, be ready to come out. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no names. I try to give you like a little gem. I hate when you be around people, man, and they feel like they done did a little something, or they done made a few power moves, and now you get over here and you see people and you don't even like to speak. You dig what I'm saying? People say what's up or speak and stuff like that. Do you like that? Like you ain't nothing. And I had a guy, man. Phew, I love the new me and I hate the old me, because the old me, what I mean, I could have been on some, man. Listen, dude, when you was a shorty, I was at your mama's house. Your mama used to try to holler at me. You dig what I'm saying? I bought groceries for your mama. For you to stand in front of my face and try to act like I ain't nothing. You know what I mean? You ain't got to acknowledge me. I'm not nothing in that perspective, like a big person. But if I speak to you or something like that, man, if I'm trying to keep it real with you, because I see your growth and your little business that you doing, little entrepreneur. If I see you doing a little something like that, I'm bare. I'm gonna salute you. I'm gonna take my hat off to you, fam, because I want to see you win. But when you try to look at me like you better than me, or try to look down on me because you date somebody, or because you think that you something at this particular time, it's like, fam, I could pop your bubble, fam. It's like, fam, stop playing with me. Could have been your stepdaddy. You see what I'm saying? And that's the wild. That's the old bear. You dig what I'm saying? I could have been your stepdaddy, boy. I used to put groceries in your house. You need to respect me, young punk. You dig what I'm saying? But nah. And so I don't know, we didn't get too many viewers. I think SP tapped in. So what I'll do is I'll come back, you know what I mean, like some other time, and I'll just check how many people view it. Maybe they busy tonight, maybe somebody watching something else and they'll come back and view it. But tap in though, man. I'm trying to get y'all to get involved, man, so that way we can keep the conversation rolling, because I need y'all. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to give you everything that I got, that God give me. I'm all about positivity and trying to encourage us and trying to lift us up to get better. You know, if I can give us anything like that, I definitely gonna try to do it. And everybody that feel like they want to get into this thing, and you feeling like you got a voice on the podcast, if you want to just jump on here and be a guest, maybe Thea gonna jump on here with me. I know me and Black has got some stuff going on. He's got some big cool ideas, man. And I think, um, we just gotta just go for it, fam. You know what I mean? It's just like it's space for everybody. If you really feel like it's in your heart, you really feel like it's a passion of yours and something that's tugging at you to do it, that's God poking you, telling you to do something. And so don't be ignoring that, and don't be fearing that little thing. You dig what I'm saying? Get on out here and do it, because what God got for you, he got for you, and what he got for me, he got for me. So I never hate on anybody who's trying to do anything. I don't care what you're doing. You dig what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I serve an awesome God. He been taking care of me. He gonna keep on taking care of me. And so on Thursdays, um, life, love or hate. You dig what I'm saying? It's a lot of things I know that you love. I know it's a lot of things that you hate. You know what I mean? And yeah, let me see. I was trying to figure it out, if I had anything that I missed over, because it's so dark in here I can't really see. But I think I got it all, man. And then plus we almost at the 10 o'clock mark. You know what I mean? We got like 2 minutes. So I'm gonna double back. I'm gonna check out and see, what I mean, the comments. I'm gonna see the views and see how many people viewed it. And if nothing else, I really figured like on Thursday people wasn't doing too much. Maybe people might be at the club. And so I wanted to do local love too, but that's I wanted to do that on a Friday. Then you take a chance at people, what I mean, being in the club on Fridays. A good thing with a podcast, you can double back and you can watch it. So if you double back and you watch this, and I feel like okay, it's something that people want to hear, you dig what I'm saying? Then yeah, we'll do it. And then we get a couple of more comments later on down the road. Guess what? Um, we're gonna shoot for like next week, and maybe I'll get a guest on here. Maybe we'll have some more stuff to talk about. As always, fam, listen, I love y'all. I love y'all to death. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying that just to be throwing that out there. Try to speak it because I want to speak it into existence. So just in case we ever see each other, just know I'm in your corner. You dig what I'm saying? I'm never hating on you. I never wish any ill will on you. If I can see you succeed or help you succeed, I'm down for it. If we can help each other win, I'm down for it. Iron sharpens iron. So, like I said, life, love or hate. There's so much hate out there that we gotta conquer it with love. And so, other than that, if y'all dig it, we'll be back next week. Other than that, bare truth.